All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are streaming. At least I hope we're streaming. Hey, what's up, Wasabi? How are you today, friend? Shalom. Good afternoon to you. How's your day going? Trying to show Ka-Pow some love. I know it was an odd time to be streaming, but I wanted to get something in before wife got home. Can you hear me okay? I'm glad somebody popped in. Can you hear me all right? Good. Productive's good for people like us. Good. Good. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. I need some feedback. Make sure everything's up and going because I don't stream. I have to start streaming on here regularly because our school's about to start in a couple of weeks, and we're just finishing up our final stages of enrollment, getting the new students in, and all the other stuff. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I know you got me. I know you got me, bro. What's been happening? Anything good? Anything interesting been going on? How's your work coming? Sorting out the thoughts. Yeah, we gotta. That's all. That's always in play. The sorting out of thoughts is always in play. Knocking out this Blue Beetle sketch. As always, the long format video complete process is going to be on YouTube and on the Ka-Pow Patreon. So yeah, just getting some strokes in today, keeping the muscles warm and lubricated. So you got all the sci-fi juices out. Good. Everything's getting refined. Yeah, the refinement process, that's always the tricky part, isn't it? The finishing touches. That's always the heavy part. Got some hot points here from the markers I use. Smooth those out a little bit. See, I'm just working on this Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle. Little Blue Beetle action. Again, I enjoyed the movie largely. I think, again, for all it was not, it was a good. I think it was a win for DC Comics. All things being equal. Little Jaime Reyes action. It actually got me interested in the character. I know so little about this character. Oh, thank you, man. Actually, this is a quickie, man. It's more like the illusion of detail. This is the illusion of detail that I'm using here. The brain likes to fill in the gaps. I used to be very, very line heavy. Now I've learned how to play on the psychology of how our brain works with simplification. And so I'm actually trying to get rid of more and more line, but still have that illusion of detail. Basically going back to my animation roots. You see, I'm just using a Sharpie here. Yeah, this one was fun. I had fun with this one. I'm gonna see what happens at this con this weekend in Indianapolis. See if it that's when I kind of tell how if a movie hit home for people, is if the fan art sells. This Cyborg is fun once. I know, right? And it's funny, those that actually draw Cyborg, most of them have a simplified way and cheats to get around drawing all that detail. You usually don't have to draw the detail until you get the money shot, till you're in the money shot. Like, you know, big old fight or something like that. I did a cyborg piece at when I was at MegaCon 2 years ago, and before I got the piece done, a dude saw me drawing it on a sketch cover, and he's like, "How much?" I'm like, "What?" And literally, I just pulled out. I had literally just started on the piece, and he's like, "How much?" I'm like, "Okay," and he paid cash right then and there, and I'm like, "All right, man, give me until the end of the show," because I had no plans on finishing it there. Not there, you know. It was just like a, you know, when you do these shows, you do things to kind of keep you busy, keep your brain preoccupied. It's always good to be drawing if you're an artist at a show. That's always a good practice. Last night, the wife and I, we did a whatnot stream. First one in about 5 months. Now that the school is starting to level out, trying to earn some extra, get this car fixed and some other things that need to be done around these pots. So I'm back to singing for my supper. Sold a couple of blank sketchbook covers. If I finish this one in time on stream, I'll get started on this sketchbook cover that I'm playing with. It's not a sketchbook cover, it's actually a mini sketchbook. It's one of the things that I offer at my table for people that, you know, have their favorite artists at shows or want to get something signed. I do a custom sketch on the cover of it. Let's show you. This was sold last night. Miles Morales. This was sold last night. These have owners. Spider-Woman. So these are like little mini blank sketchbooks. Yeah. And I'll probably get started on this one as I finish up this Blue Beetle. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. You're one of the few people that comes over from Honor Studios that sees me do the traditional stuff. That's funny. You and One Reason. You and One. This is my sweet spot, though, man. I love. Granted, you know, I do the digital stuff when I'm doing Honor Studios. Only because I don't think the fan base has grown to the point where they would appreciate some traditional Honor Studios stuff. I may be wrong. But I'm patient. It's all good. Just use the plain old Sharpie here. Said you were expecting more. See you just. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing these like 2 or 3 days a week now, here on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook Live. Now that we're on into full school year, the front man's got to be out in front. And so I'm hoping that we'll get more of a draw on social so that I won't have to do as many conventions next year. That's my hope. That convention season wears me out. Totally wears me out. I'm going to be doing some live streams here with my instructors. We're going to be probably streaming together at least once a month. That's what we agreed to. So you guys can get to meet the other team members at Ka-Pow, the Comic Art Academy. I have an incredible team of artists that teach the day-to-day classes. I got some powerhouses, man. These guys are incredible. Incredible men, incredible instructors, incredible artists. Artists actually care about helping people get better at the craft. You know, it'd be no problem finding instructors that, you know, artists were always looking for extra cash, right? That's one thing about artists. Like I told one dude who applied, I'm like, bro, trust me, like I will not have a problem getting more instructors. Artists, we are always looking for extra money in our field to earn. Starship Troopers? Oh my gosh, you went back on that one. Starship Troopers? You went back on that one. I mean, when Starship Troopers came out, Casper Van Dien and what's her name? Was it really? Yeah, I was. I think I was. I was a young lad when that came out. I was a young lad when that came out. And then all the subsequent spin-offs that were horrible. Like, you got lightning in the bottle, man. Just bring back the original team. Now I'm switching here because this Sharpie, it's not going to get a refined line like I want to. So I want to, and it bleeds a lot. There's a lot of migration when you lay the ink out. It's called the bleed. And so I want to control that at this point. To help maximize, you know, the detail therein. Again, illusion of detail. Go ahead and put a little separation here so they feel like fingers. Hope nobody gets dizzy. I'm a page spinner. I haven't gotten to the point where I can twist my my arm and everything all the way around and lay out all these beautiful lines without spinning the page. So now the black on the leg has got me filling it in and seeing it as shiny. Yeah, man, it's that that illusion of that metal effect, you know, working in two dimensions. You know, I play in Blender occasionally. I'm not as proficient as you are, I'm sure, not by any stretch, um, but I play in Blender, and I remember somebody told me a long time ago, and I've found that largely to be true. He said, if you can draw, you have a huge advantage in 3D space because artwork is giving the illusion of 3D in a two-dimensional medium, whereas in 3D, you don't have to, you know, make those adjustments. You can just go in there and, you know, do the thing. And he was a game designer. He worked for some stuff for PlayStation and whatnot. And he and I have both spoken at a convention. And he gave me the courage to go ahead and start playing in it. He's like, bro, he's like, you can draw. He's like, you got a leg up. He said, because you don't have to now try to give the illusion of surfaces and stuff. You can actually put the skins and, you know, all that stuff in place. Let the computer do the rest. One of my closest friends jumped from, he was a toy designer at Hasbro, and he made the leap to 3D. Incredible artist, and he just took to it so quickly. It was no looking back for him, man. There's just no looking back. So if I'm forced to go further down the rabbit hole in 3D, I'm not afraid to. I just really don't want to. But you know, you do what you got to do when you have when you're a one man show, right? Just do what you got to do. Yes, 3D visual and 2D drawing is a major plus. Yeah, that's what he said. I don't want to belittle what you guys do. I hope you don't take it that way. This came, like I said, this guy, he worked for Sony and all these major game companies, and I'm just saying what he said to me. Yeah, he just said that to me, and I was like, oh, and it really helped give me some confidence. He's like, bro, no. He's like, every dude that I know that's made the leap from 2D comic book artist to 3D, he's like, you guys hit the ground running. Once you guys learn, what the programs can do. I just haven't. I've just dabbled in it because I don't like to be distracted. Um, and right now, 3D, with the exception of our game, I have somebody for that who's doing that. Um, who's actually doing that. So I don't need to swim in those waters just yet. Thank God. But I do find it fascinating. I am going to play once my time frees up a little bit. I fully plan on joining you guys over there in 3D land. What I like about this is that it lets me just kind of really just play with the armor because it's very organic, and you just have to really just give the illusion of techie, and it'll read pretty good. And still maintain that insect feel. Like that's the biggest trick here. Oh, you grew up drawing, so 3D was easy to see. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't want anybody to think I'm throwing shade at what they do. Um, I respect all the artistic crafts. I really do. The only one I don't respect are these guys who are claiming to be AI artists. That's an oxymoron. That in itself is oxymoronic. And I'm not going on model, just so you guys know. This is not like the real Blue Beetle. This is my iteration of this guy. I tell my students all the time that as long as you're hitting the visual cues, your audience will accept it. If you try to stick to the letter, you kind of lose a little energy and a little bit of interest. And anytime especially when you're doing fan art like this, you want to try to own some of it. You don't want to just be I like to own it. I like to play with, like, if I'm drawing Superman, I like to play with that stuff, man. I like to play with that stuff. All right. I'm going to finish laying in these black segments in the forearm. The wasabi cheetah. So what did you knock out today? I know you were grinding today, brother. What did you knock out? What did you knock out today? Today's gonna be a straight comic book day. It's hot outside. My wife's not here. She's at work. I'm gonna do some drawing today. I already did some administrative stuff. I think I'm gonna do some learning, watch some of my favorite artists. You know, I'm a fan of that. That's big for me. Just consuming knowledge. A lot of my students ask, where do a lot of my ideas come from? And I tell them, you know, literally, you know, the reason artist block and things like that come from a lack of input. You have to constantly be consuming varied information. And I equals IO. Information in equals information out. I found out that to be absolutely true. Information in equals information out. You have to feed the machine, the mental machine that puts out the stuff. I equals IO. Today you were sorting out the vehicle section of the period. Oh, okay. Have suits, mecha, and wear like tentacles, gauntlets to get through weaponry character class. Okay, character classes, gadget materials. Wow, you're cranking out some major stuff. Oh man, that's amazing. Oh man, that sounds amazing. That sounds absolutely amazing, bro. That's not even covering creatures and environments like China. Oh my gosh, you're like building an entire universe, bro. I can't wait to see it done. Go big or go home, right? Go big or go home. If it's worth doing, it's worth doing big. Make a couple of adjustments here. Put some things down there. Bum, bum, bum. Make sure everything reads clearly. All that visual noise, it's noise. It just has to look techie. It's noise. And I'm already home, so I love it. I love it. Storytelling is everything, man. Storytelling is everything. Everything. Storytelling is absolutely everything. Feed the tip a little bit. Keep it nice and moist so I get a nice clean line. Less smear. I'm gonna lay this down, and then I'm gonna do another layer. I'm gonna darken it, so it's a little bit more even. Let that dry a little bit. I love it, man. I love creators. And when you get to do it and it brings you peace and relaxation and fulfillment, and you can earn a little change while you do it, that's the sweet spot. That is the sweet spot, my friend. Don't let anybody tell you differently. That is the sweet spot. Where is the one that I just had? I need to clean up around here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm adding some white acrylic here to kind of make the wings look more like energy wings like they do in the comics. He did a good job of this in the movie too, by the way. Kind of glow. This is my... Now, if I were doing this for a client, I would actually probably do more reference. I'd use almost no reference for this. I just got the helmet and the breastplate. And then I just started winging it. Come on, baby, give me a smooth line. Come on, give me some ink. Give me some ink, girl. Come on, girl, give me some ink. There we go. Now I'm using one type of acrylic. This is a Uniball Signo. You see how thick the line is. I'm gonna use a jelly roll to add the interior details. I wanted a thicker line on the outside, kind of like what I did with the only thing with these acrylics, sometimes you have to keep a little scratch piece of paper nearby to kind of reactivate them because they'll get dry. They'll cake up on you. I want this outline, this white outline, be nice and thick and clean. Okay, now I'm going to go in I'm gonna go in on a finer tip. This is a jelly roll. This is a number 8. Yeah, I wanted to pull him back because I'm using this tonal paper. And it's also something that I do even when I'm doing comics. I play with the line weight to give it a sense of depth. It's a common practice in comics. But particularly on this one, I wanted all the outer lines to be thicker, to really make them pop off with this blue. You know what I mean? Because I'm not working in color. I'm using the blue as a mid-tone. One reason. What it do, bruh? How are you? And now you guys probably can't see it on here, but I actually laid out a little pattern to kind of look like insect wings. Now, in the movie, it is use a hex grid, which is common for tech devices, and I would do that I would probably do that if I was doing this digitally. But since I'm doing it traditionally, I'm like, let's just go with the insect type wings. What up, one? You missed me yesterday? Bro, you be busy, man. You be modding and you got all the things going on, bro. I don't take it personal. You know I love you. I got nothing but love for my brother. Got nothing but love for my brother. How are you today, man? How's things out there on the East Coast? I saw one of my favorite artists. I think his agent did a Eventbrite, I guess for New York Comic Con, which is coming up soon. And he has this dinner that he does at these shows. It was like $600 a head. And if I had it, I would actually probably go. It's like 15 people, and you get all this. You get free art from him, and you get you get to have dinner with him. I think it's at a Dave and Buster's. Like, I'm not a fan, mind you. I actually want just to get in the room with him so I can pick his brain. That's how my brain works. Like, I would pay $600 to pick someone's brain who's successful at something that I desire to be more successful at. I won't even say ego. I'm competitive like that. So I would want to be more successful than this guy. So you chillaxing and maxing. But I would pay. If I had it, I would probably pay it. I would probably pay it. My wife would probably kill me, but I'm like, nope. And I would want to interview him for the school, for Ka-Pow. It's $600 a head. There's only 15 seats. I'm like, I would definitely get one of those. Number one, I've never been to New York Comic Con. There's a huge convention coming up your way. It's one of the major ones. One reason called New York Comic Con. Have you ever? You and the family should go check it out. I plan on being there probably next year. I'm gonna apply next year to see if I can get a booth, which are everything in New York is like uber expensive, and the Comic Con is no exception. That looks kind of cool. I think it looks kind of cool. Got some tangents. I got to go and clean up where the white encroached on the black line. Want clear separation from foreground and background. Using a thicker, this is a number 5. This is a number 5 micron. I'm gonna call a micron. This is a thicker millimeter nib. Give me that bolder outline that Sabi mentioned. It was on the outside. got enough reel stuff for that. Okay, cool. I got another camera going for my reels. I'm telling you, man, I'm just making content. Y'all are here. The beautiful thing about art is that everything I do is content. I don't have to worry about scripts, even though I do for the YouTube channel. But everything we do is content. You've been talking about going for about 10 years. You never gone out there? Man, you should go. You should take your daughters, man, at least for one day. At least for one day. I know when I come out there, you better come. I know that. I'm planning on coming out there with the school. My goal is by next year, hopefully this year's enrollment. It's just looking like I'm probably going to hit my target soon, and it's over. I'm going to reserve a booth. And I plan on being there with my team. But make no mistake, it is expensive. It is expensive. Well, I ain't gonna say that. That's poverty mindset. I ain't gonna say that. It's one of the three major shows in our industry. There's like 3 uber big ones. Of course, you guys know Comic-Con, which is in San Diego. That's the granddaddy con and one of the oldest. And then you have New York. And then you have, other cons that kind of fall a little bit lower than that, like MegaCon. There's a lot of big shows, but New York is one of the biggest. Definitely one of the more expensive ones. When I saw how much tables, I'm like, okay, I gotta grow into that one. So I'm just doing little shows until until the school grows. Little shows until the school grows, and the school has grown this year. If you guys remember last time I streamed, I think I had 7 seats left. Now I'm down to 4. So I'll take that. I'm blessed. I will not complain. I think I'm gonna add some. Let me add a little bit oomph inside of this arm cannon. Just a little bit of. Yeah, man. My goal is to be there next year, bro. You family now, so you're gonna be one of the first persons I call as soon as I confirm. I had a guy who was trying to be my agent who wanted me to come. This dude, I think he was well intentioned. I just don't think he knew what he was doing, because a lot of the artists that he ended up representing, I did a couple of shows with him just to give him a test. He didn't pass it. So we did not. You saying it like it makes me think. Seeing in Force Awakens when Kylo Ren losing it, Stormtroopers turn the corners and stops. Yep. Walk back. Man, when I saw them prices, like walk. There, you remember Rugrats, the TV show? Like me and my wife and kids, we used to love Rugrats, right? And there was one episode where the redhead kid says, "Just walk away, Chucky. Just walk away." And that became kind of like a hidden joke in my family. And when I saw them prices, just walk away, Solo. Just walk away. Them prices like, bro, no. Just walk away. How I haven't been in your morning shows in a couple of days too. I'm gonna change that tomorrow, bro. How's your morning show been going? One on Twitch. For those of you watching on YouTube or Facebook, I'm also streaming on Twitch. So we're omnicasting today, and every day until somebody says, "Hey, you can only stream here because we're going to pay you money." Back up. Yep. Nope. Just turn on that. Man, let me tell you. Good, man. Always. You know, that's what we do, man. Always, one. You ain't never gonna ask for that, bro. And remember, even though I said I'm going semi-dark, if you want to talk, text me and we'll chat it up, man. We'll chat it up. I made the mistake of making one phone call today that I wish I shouldn't have made. Checking on a brother. I'm like, yep, this is why I'm going dark. Conversation did not go well. I almost regretted it. It's almost as soon as I did it. Dude started talking out the side of his neck. All right. I think I'm going to should I put a little back leg here? Yeah, I can. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Put a little back leg there. Oh man, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad you just thought about me, man. And I'm not saying that to be coy. When people think about you, that's because I know people are busy. I know how busy you are and how busy Wasabi is. You know, so when people think about me, it really does bless me because I know how busy I am. You know. So yes, much appreciated for the for the thoughts. Need all the thoughts. Need all the thoughts. I think he looks okay. What do you guys think? I think I would buy that if it was on the cover, maybe. 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 I'm funny. It's funny. And my own stuff I probably wouldn't buy. Oh, thank you. But yeah, this was a quick one, man. This one, I think I maybe did this one in like 90 minutes, maybe total. I think I maybe did this one in like 90 minutes, man. So I'm getting better. I'm getting better. That's all I can say is I think I'm getting better. I think I'm starting to get the hang of some things. I'm learning. And it's funny, I'm not trying to sound falsely modest. Um, this is a stage of life for me that I have prayed for so long, where I could actually spend my days drawing. And I'm still not spending the entire days. I'm trying to give myself some grace there. But now that, Ka-Pow is growing and starting to stand on his own hind legs, as the old folks used to say, um, I'm curious. So it's funny, when I opened up Ka-Pow, the guy that actually gave me the idea for it, who was my first instructor, who I had to part ways with, um, he was worried that I would communicate to the students my flaws as far as discipline, because when people see me draw, and I really think this is a blessing. I think this is the gift part. You know, um, there is an element of talent, even though I tell our students that drawing is a taught skill, so you don't need talent to get good at it. Um, but there are a select few that have a modicum of talent that does play a part, and I've been one of those, because I would go long periods of time without drawing because it wasn't my bread and butter. I didn't need it to survive. I didn't need it to feed my family. It was just something that I could use as a hobby, you know, and when the time permitted. So I would go 2 or 3 years without picking up a pencil, even though I always consumed art and always studied the craft. Like, I always had art in front of me. Again, like I said earlier, information in equals information out. So I was always a consumer of visual information, in the squad car and the whole 9 yards. And my studio mates would be amazed, because they know I hadn't picked up a pencil in such a long time. And I would come back and I'd be even better, which kind of defied the logic of, all you got to do to be a good artist is draw all the time. And I'm like, that's not been my case. But now that I can draw all the time, I'm so excited to see how good I can get in the next year or so. I really do feel like a born again artist. I really do feel like a born again artist. This is new to me again. You know what I mean? It's fresh. It's exciting. I'm playing with different media, expanding my skill set. Every piece that I do, and I think this is with every artist to some degree. I think, to me, just with a larger degree, everything that I'm doing now is an experiment. I'm experimenting with styles and tools and utensils and different color papers. I've never done any of this stuff to this degree. And now that I have the luxury of time, because even though when I was on the police department, I did freelance stuff for major publishers and video games. It was short format stuff that I could get in and out of very quickly. You know what I mean? To just kind of, earn a little side cash that was, Christmas money or something, But now, oh my gosh, I'm like so excited. I'm so excited to see how good I can get. Y'all have no idea. I'm so excited. So now I'm about to add a little splatter here. I'm taking some white out, putting it on a toothbrush. I'm going to add some splatter. Thank you, brother. I like the process of it coming together too. This is kind of like the Forrest Gump moment. Like, you never quite know what you're going to get. Just kind of hope for the best. It's like a box of chocolates. Art is like a box of chocolates. You don't quite know what you're gonna get. A little splatter. I don't know if you guys can see that there. To kind of give it a little energy. This is all over my fingers. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of shading to his just a little bit of shading to his armor. I'm afraid to kind of go too far because I don't know if I don't know how much of this ink is the ink that I put down. I don't know how much of it is alcohol proof. This was where pre-planning becomes a thing, because if you're not careful, especially if you apply too much pressure, that's not really showing up. I need to go darker. Especially if you apply too much pressure, it will it'll cause the stuff to smear and migrate, and that's not fun. That's not sexy. Not sexy at all. I think that'll read better. Yeah, that'll read better. Cool. That reads better. So now this is where it can go either really good or really bad. Really good or really bad. So I add a little bit of dimension here. I'm thinking about, because I know on the in the comic, the scarab symbol, this little like V thing in the middle, it's usually black, but occasionally it can be colored with a glow. And I think I might be able to go ahead and shade that blue. It's such a clean black line. I don't know if I want to mess with it. But this is art. We explore, right? That's kind of what we do. We don't know until we know. It can go either really good or really bad. No guts, no glory. It's adding a little dimension. I like my characters to have a little bit of dimensionality. Right. Light source coming from over here, so we kind of can put all our shadows on this side. Happy little accidents. I don't want any accidents, bro. I'm like so scared I'm gonna mess this up, because I kind of like where it is, but you know, I just can't help myself. You know what I mean? Can't really help myself. If I have an accident right now, trust me, I will not be happy. Paying attention to the light source, letting it kind of govern where I put the shadows. Kind of make it look a little segmented. Yeah, if I have an accident right now, bro, it would not be a happy one. Believe that. Believe you me. I think that's making it pop a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it. Now it doesn't feel as flat to me. A lot of times when you have multiple light sources, you have to kind of, you can't really do the whole precise physics thing. You have to kind of pick and choose. And it's nuance. You kind of learn it as you, the more you do it. I gotta make those lines a little bit darker. That tech. You kind of learn it the more you do it. But you kind of pick and choose which light source you're going to obey. And you have multiple ones. Add a few here, down here, bump, bump. Add some depth to the weapon, some paneling, some bump. All this stuff down here. Again, trying to kind of obey some light sources without getting lost in the weeds. Just enough to kind of communicate what it is we're trying to do here. Now, this is a me thing right here that I like to do. I like to kind of clean these up with the pencil. Kind of adds a little bit of, this is the art part. This is the subjective part. Where I kind of like trap the lines and I kind of clean them up a little bit so they don't look fuzzy. And I don't do a lot. I just kind of, it's kind of random. It's intentional, but it's kind of random. And it adds a little bit of clean as well as a little bit of texture. I'll do it like a little bit of texture. What I don't like about my art is sometimes it's a little too sterile. I call it sterile. So I'm learning how to kind of rough it up a little bit, but still keep the clean sensibilities that I like. Maybe I'm just babbling. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me babbling. Let's see. So I really like that technique myself, tracing shadows. That way it looks, yeah, a little bold. Yeah, that's my cartoon. That's my cartoon. My animated gene kicking in. Wasabi, you right there with me? Yeah, cell shaded. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's my yeah, that's my cartoon gene kicking in. You know, I'm a cartoon boy at heart. That's who I am. Comics are cool. Cartoons are great. Just add a little bit of texture. I'm taking this number 5. I'm just going to just a little bit. I don't do a lot of hatching or cross hatching. I just like a little bit of texture. Again, this is me fighting my tendency for being too clean. Hold on a second, it's my son. Just a moment. Sorry about that, people. That was my son showing me my grandson at the family business, the gym. Let me go ahead and put my solo Hancock on here. And so what we got? We got what's today's date? 8/22/23. Boom. That's what we got. I think I might add a little bit of texture to the background. Let me see. I got these nice wide markers. These nice wide tip markers. These are Ohuhu. And since whatchamacallit stopped making wide tip markers with colors, since Copic stopped, now you can get you have to buy the Copics with the you got to buy them with oh yeah, that's nice. You got to buy them with without any color in them. Kind of like that. That kind of looks like explosion. Like he's radiating energy. See, when you do that, it kind of looks very random. It's kind of streaky. I like that. Don't take much. Don't want to overdo it. Or kind of want him to kind of look like he's radiating power. This is about as abstract as I get, y'all. Mm-hmm. This is about as abstract as I get. Probably using the wrong tool for this. I need to be using this. Yeah, that's better. I don't know if people are going to like the movie or not, but we'll find out at the con. The beautiful thing is, I don't sit on my art long. That's a blessing. People usually tend to like what I put down, so I take that as a huge compliment. It's a huge compliment. So there we go. We got Blue Beetle. We got Blue Beetle. Thank you, friend. I think I might actually just add a little. Of course, this goes back to what I always tell my students. We never really finish art. We abandon it. Right? We don't finish it. We abandon it. And we just move on to another. We just abandon it and move on. But good luck finishing a piece of art. Because you can noodle till the cows come home. That's for sure. I'll have it cross over. Boom. You can noodle till the cows come home. Until you just tap out and say, all right, that's it. That's all I'm doing. We go. Blue Beetle, y'all. And we shall call that one done. And so, thanks for hanging out for this little sketch and chill. I will be back on. I leave for the show on Friday morning. I'll be back Thursday. In the meantime, check us out everywhere. I'm everywhere on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Follow us. Subscribe, like, whatever you're watching, Twitch, whatever the thing is, wherever you are, do the thing. And we'll see what comes out next. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and keep on drawing. Solo out. Thank you.